Perhaps it's time to.
So Andrew Cuomo did a bunch of fucked up shit, but when the tides turned on him, even though he ran New York like a mafia boss, a part of the mafia gang, all of a sudden people started coming out. They were like, well, this is a good opportunity to, mention that he's also a weirdo and absolutely creeps on women regularly in the workplace, women that work under him, women that work around him. So the accusations started piling on. Now, while that was happening, Chris Cuomo was standing proudly by his brother. Okay, that's the Italian way, brothers. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. Take it easy. Okay.
Turn now to
while that was happening, we didn't know the extent of what Chris Cuomo's involvement was in defending his brother Andrew fucking Cuomo's honor over here. Family. That's what we do. We put family above all else over here. We're fucking Italian, maron. But then new information came out. There was actually an incredible article from what's the website? Is it Defiler or whatever? Disruptor? I can't remember. Maron is Google. No, hold on. What's Low and Ocean's? I remember seeing his
react to the Swampletics finale.
I'm trying to find the article. What's the left wing like Splinter? It's not Splinter anymore. It's called Defector. Defiler. Thank you.
Hassle.
It wasn't the outline. No, I thought it was Defector. Or maybe it could have been outline too. Let's all laugh at Andrew Cuomo's pathetic crisis team. So it turns out the New York Attorney General's office released a tranche of transcripts and exhibits they produced during the course of their investigation into the many sexual harassment and groping allegations against former Governor Andrew Cuomo. When that information came out, people started going through the details. And my God, apparently Chris Cuomo's involvement in the story was much, much larger. I didn't even fully understand how much the involvement was. But also, there was a girl mother boss, Pete Buttigieg's very own demon comms director, Liz Smith. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this after I gave you a segue about how, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was like a dickhead and these liberals, they care about social justice, but they just don't give a single shit and they're simply weaponizing it to a degree that, I legitimately believe Republicans are honest, even though they're fucking demons. They are honest when they say liberals just weaponize social justice. Okay? They do. They straight up do. Okay? So let's cover the details really quickly of why Chris Cuomo got suspended. And then I'm going to show you some stuff about Liz Smith, who is very famous for being like a shark, a demon, a vulture, basically behind the scenes. And people say that she's one of the few reasons why anyone even knew about Pete Buttigieg or defended Pete Buttigieg or had Pete Buttigieg in the news as much as he was, despite the fact that he was he'd barely become mayor of the fourth largest town in Indiana, but then was capable of running for fucking president. So let's take a look at the Chris Cuomo side of the story, and then we'll get to Liz Smith.
Into former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. His brother Chris Cuomo, now suspended by CNN after new details emerged about how he helped the embattled politician as he faced sexual harassment accusations. Ariel Reshef had the latest.
I said point blank, I can't be objective when it comes to my family.
This morning, the face of CNN's primetime indefinitely suspended.
New documents released this week indicated that Chris was more intimately involved than previously known in helping his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, craft a defense amid a flurry of sexual misconduct allegations.
A CNN spokesperson saying Chris Cuomo broke our rules, and we acknowledged that publicly, but we also appreciated the unique position he was in. The network adding that documents released by New York's Attorney General Monday indicated a greater level of involvement in his brother's efforts than CNN executives previously knew. On his SiriusXM radio show Tuesday, Chris Cuomo did not address his suspension, but defended his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, and his handling of the accusation.
Now, this happened a year ago. Why the f*** are you talking about it now? Because it turns out he wasn't just kind of helping him out. Because I also personally thought, listen, what are you going to do? Not stand by your brother? But his involvement was a little bit more than just giving advice. Okay. His involvement straight up was I will use my resources as a prominent media figure to sway the outcome of, the public outcry away from you. And I'll use my sources. I'll use whatever I can to literally defend you no matter what.
I did not want him to resign in the beginning because I believed him. And I thought that you don't resign, you ask for due process.
Now, new documents revealing text messages.
That's not what he just said.
And emails from the CNN anchor to his brother's staff. According to those documents, after Anna Rock, who never worked for the governor or the state, came forward to accuse him of inappropriate advances at a 2019 wedding reception, a message from his younger brother offered, "I have a lead on Wedding Girl." Those messages, part of a cache of evidence and testimony released by the
My man was doing private detective shit, dude. He was like, I'm going to literally fucking,
Chat, how do I
I'm going to go, find deep background info on some of your accusers.
Attorney General and now candidate for governor, Letitia James, earlier this week.
Have you ever had an inappropriate relationships with women on your staff? What's the answer to that question?
Inappropriate, I assume, means a sexual relationship with women on my staff. The answer is no.
The Attorney General's investigation finding the former governor sexually harassed 11 women. Throughout, Andrew Cuomo maintaining his innocence, but resigning over the summer amid the scandal.
This is not to say that there are not 11 women who I truly offended. There are.
And this morning, Cuomo's future at CNN is unclear. The network saying he's suspended pending further evaluation. George.
Now, he is not, he's only one part of the story, okay? There are new details emerged because people actually look through the fucking transcripts. And boy, oh boy, are there some good stuff in there. Obviously, you never want, your crisis PR team to have their documentation leaked. But of course, that's what's going to happen if there is a criminal investigation. And by the way, shouts out to Letitia James. I like her a lot. I think she's done a really fucking good job. And I don't know. I mean, she clearly wants to become governor, okay? But in her
6
time,
months, 3 more till the brain rot
as the attorney general, basically the New York Attorney General, she has fucking crushed it from attacking the NRA all the way to doing this. I mean,
Happy Stone Ocean Day, chat.
Leaking Trump's, looking for Trump's tax returns and even investigating this as well. So let's take a look.
Damn, I think
Though the state attorney general released all the documents because of said case, the interview transcripts and thousands of pages of corresponding documents paint a damning picture of Cuomo as a tyrannical figure who serially harassed and inappropriately touched women, then used the power of his office and his climate of fear and intimidation to retaliate against, discredit, and attempt to silence accusers. While the attorney general's findings have been public since early August, the newly released document shows the inner workings of Cuomo's crisis response team. Tish James is also responsible, I believe, for the Jeffrey Epstein case as well, right? A group of powerful advisors characterized by an omnidirectional hostility towards Cuomo's accusers, each other, and the media covering the case. The group included several longtime inner circle advisors, as well as an intriguing pair of public figures. CNN host and Andrew's brother, Chris Cuomo, over here, everybody's favorite fucking himbo, and Liz Smith, a political consultant who served as Pete Buttigieg's top presidential campaign advisor and also comms director. Their cantankerous and ultimately futile attempts to keep the governor's doomed career afloat provide a useful window into how power is wielded. So at the time, for example, while Pete Buttigieg was tweeting about how he still believes Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, what was Liz Smith doing? Now, for those of you who don't remember, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford is the accuser of Brett Kavanaugh, which, the media universally hailed as a hero in front of the cameras. But apparently Liz Smith had some fucking other ideas. The reason why I'm talking about this is because people like Liz Smith and the people that they work with side by side, these powerful women in positions of power in media, these powerful men in positions of power in media, okay? All of their takes on, I don't know, how much they care about social justice and causes like this, it's all fucking bullshit, okay? Absolute bullshit. Here's why I say that. Hold on, I'm trying to find the actual exchanges. Here it is. While former presidential candidate and current Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg was publicly supportive of Christine Blasey Ford, his campaign advisor Liz Smith was calling her Looney Tunes and the height of Me Too overreach in a text exchange with Cuomo admin officials. Christine Blasey Ford was Looney Tunes and the height of Me Too overreach, so this checks out. Of course, if you watch the Pete Buttigieg documentary, Liz Smith is a girl boss. Absolute fucking girl boss. And gatekeeping and slay queening. Liz Smith, of course, deleted this tweet, which read, "The job of brother, sister, mother, father, daughter, son always comes first." Now, this was obviously, about Chris Cuomo. Except Liz Smith is not Andrew Cuomo's brother, mother, daughter, or sister. So why the fuck did Liz Smith do this defense for Andrew Cuomo? Well, because she's a fucking demon. There you go. Family comes first. Yeah, except you're not even fucking family. Okay, so what's up with that? Now, Liz Smith knew that this would be a bad look, which is precisely why she even pontificated on how her involvement should be kept private, especially because if people found out that she was helping Andrew Cuomo, that people would get very upset at her, understandably. Okay, and I believe they sure did. Okay.
Take my money.
Liz Smith or said things along the lines of, what's with all these women going to the mansion? Can you just fire every woman in the office? Some more girl bossing, some gatekeeping, and some slay queening. Not sure what he's doing here, says Jeffrey Pollock. Danny Lever says, who are these reporters? Liz Smith, what's going on here? He's apologizing to New York. Liz Smith, stop this. Lamau, these people love the email. These people love emails. Hi, Liz. I'm working on a story on Cuomo, who's advising him amid the sexual harassment tumult. Are you part of the team advising Cuomo? Would you be interested in talking about it? Thanks. This would be bad for my credibility and yours.
You should too.
So when speaking to members of the media who wanted to tie her as an associate to Andrew Cuomo, she was like, this will be bad for me. Don't reveal that. Okay. And it'll be bad for you too, whatever that means. Of course, behind the scenes though, behind the fucking scenes, she was doing her very best girl bossing and slay queening. Talking about Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, talking about numerous other things. It's just like, it's perfect, dude. It's a perfect fucking story. Holy shit. And also, one of the really interesting parts about this story was when Liz Smith was bragging in the fucking group chat.
Streams and great times. You make the hard days easy.
Bragging in the fucking group chat for being such a great PR person that Katie Tur was verbatim saying her fucking PR lines defending Andrew Cuomo, word for word. Okay, here it is. In one of the text messages found, she said, I'm texting with Katie Tur, NBC advisor, Liz Smith wrote to the group. Katie is saying my spin live, like verbatim. Smith did not want the public to know she was advising Cuomo because it would be bad for her credibility. So to the public, she was like, I don't want anybody to know I'm doing this. But in the fucking group chat, she was like, I am fucking flexing. Katie Tur, this was the flack, by the way. This is what she did. Liz Smith, I'm texting Katie Tur. Katie is saying my spin live, like verbatim.
You know, I've just been talking to somebody who is close to the family, and I asked them, you know, given the moment that we have been living in for the past 2 years, given how everyone has had a reckoning with this Me Too moment, why would somebody like Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is a savvy politician, not have buttoned things up, not have gotten the message to be careful about what he said around his staffers, around others? And the person said it's not that he...
Why? Well, because people like you, Katie Tur, will literally fucking turn around and do defense for them. They are untouchable, okay? They get to weaponize social justice. All the dummies get to fucking eat that shit up. All the MSNBC watchers, okay? Because people like you will have access, a direct line of communication with people that are personally fucking involved in helping people like Andrew Cuomo get away with doing shit like this. And because you want to scoop, or because you want to maintain that relationship with people in proximity to power or people in positions of power, okay, you will fucking help them with the spin. You will hit the spin moves all day, every fucking day.
Didn't think the rules didn't apply to him. It's just that's in the Cuomo.
Look, this is the Liz Smith line. This is the Liz Smith line.
Didn't think the rules didn't apply to him. It's just that's in the Cuomo DNA. They are extraordinarily friendly to be careful about what he said around his staffers, around others. And the person said it's not that he didn't think the rules didn't apply to him. It's just that's in the Cuomo DNA. They are extraordinarily friendly, I guess, by nature. Ann Thompson.
Yeah, it's just in his DNA. Hey, I'm not Italian. I mean, I'm not a pervert. I'm just fucking Italian over here. That was the spin. Okay. That was the fucking spin. And she went along with it. And she repeated that fucking batum. And she kept the person that gave that quote anonymous. This is something that happens in the media regularly, okay? I understand the importance of protecting your sources, especially in instances where there's a fucking whistleblower. But goddamn, this is one of those circumstances where it's like, well, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, you did not need to do this.
One whole year smile.
You're a fucking asshole. You're not a journalist. You are literally a fucking propaganda mouthpiece for those in positions of power. Just like I'm a mouthpiece for the top of the hour ad break, okay? Because at the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. Now, yesterday we found out I can actually automate these ads at the top of the hour, but instead, and we found out from this audience that like they certainly, you, the people, certainly do not want me to automate these, and you like these fucking segues, so you can complain about it. Because everybody in this community loves to fucking complain and throw snowballs at me, okay?
Yeah.
But listen, people like Based Jose and others who subscribe, or people like Based Jose who gift subs, allow at least 5 people to no longer see the ads in the community. If you also can't receive a gift sub, well, then there's another way you can have an ad-free broadcasting experience. That's by subscribing yourself with an Amazon Prime subscription that you may or may not have, or your family members have, that you connect to your Twitch. You get 1 free Prime subscription a month that you can use here, which is free, or you can just subscribe for $5. Thank you, JJJJJJ Justine, for the 5 get the subs as well. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. Have you ever had a snowball thrown at you IRL? Yes, of course I have. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you how these people are in real life. Oh shit, this article literally has that.
Love you, Mom.
Ter's sigh at the end as she throws it back to befuddled-looking Thompson is the only potential indication that she's aware of how stupid she sounds. Defector reached out to Ter's producer Carrie Woodicka and MSNBC for comment about a star anchor uncritically parroting a political operative spin to viewers while not attributing it as such. None of them responded. Why would they not respond? Because that's what they fucking do. That is literally their job. Ella Sky, $19.99. Thank you for the 5 community gift subs. Okay. That is a part of their fucking job. That's just their job. That's literally what they do. And if they respond to that and act like that's a bad thing, then they don't have a job. Okay. Why won't you watch Johnny Harris Cypress content? Why the fuck would I, right after I said I need to cover more stories and I never get to them, even though they're really fun and I do deeper dives on my own, turn around and watch like a 30-minute video about the fucking Cyprus conflict from Johnny Neoliberal World Economic Forum Harris? Sorry, chatter. I know that a lot of you, because you get to have unfettered access to me, think that you can just completely change the direction of the content at a whim, but it's not happening. So Smith tried to get other media figures to regurgitate her talking points as well. On March 5th, she emailed her colleagues to say that he had texted Bill Maher's producer. Okay, I texted Bill Maher's producer, she wrote, to see if I could connect them before the show. Wanted him to tee off on this. She asked for her colleagues because she wanted Bill Maher to hit the, fuck cancel culture shit, She asked for her colleagues to get a packet of information together to send Maher's team saying, please help me help you. And we need some big names weighing in on our side. And he's the only main voice that will do this. 4 million viewers. But not even Bill Maher, who simply loves to get red and nude over supposed instances of cancel culture, would defend this particular sex pestery. On a show that night, Maher roasted Cuomo relative to Maher roasting someone, calling him fucking stupid for, among other things, asking his 25-year-old staffer how she felt about having sex with older men.
2 months, Pog.
Just talked with Edward Isaac Dover at The Atlantic. He is very hard on our side on this. When asked for clarification, Smith replied, total mind meld. He says he could be convinced to write something on Andrew because he thinks this whole thing is bullshit. For those of you who don't know, Edward Isaac Dover is, of course, like a huge anti-Bernie guy. Okay. All of these fucking neolibs that are like anti-Bernie and said he was sexist, said he was racist, all this shit. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs, Native Doll, by the way. All of these motherfuckers, they love Andrew Cuomo. So interesting, dude. It's almost like their anger against Bernie Sanders had absolutely nothing to do with Bernie Sanders' like, unconditional way of speaking or anything like that, or if they were genuinely thought he was a fucking sexist or anything like that. It was simply because they saw him as a threat to the establishment. They saw him as a threat to power. They saw him as a threat to the neoliberal order that we have had. That's precisely why they would rather side with a reactionary like Andrew Cuomo than anything else.
And definitely don't download an ad blocker or use a VPN.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. That's crazy. Anyway, just remember, Edward Isaac Dover, famous for writing articles like, Bernie Sanders just hired his Twitter attack dog. David Sirota had been working unofficially for Sanders while savaging the other Democratic candidates on Twitter. Well, what about the #1 attack dog, Liz fucking Smith? Turns out Isaac Edward Isaac Dover, is in constant fucking communication with Liz Smith, who is literally an attack dog, who has significant more swaying power in the media behind the fucking scenes than David fucking Sirota, who is a very aggressive person, certainly, for understandable reasons, but an aggressive person just on Twitter. He doesn't have the same kind of fucking access or power that Liz Smith has, for example. So what's up? What the fuck's up, dude? Bernie Sanders hired as attack dog. That's an article, chat. This is literally a fucking article that they wrote on The Atlantic, dude. Interesting. I digress. So the reason why I'm covering this story, because you might think like, who the fuck is Liz Smith? Who gives a shit? The reason why I'm covering the story is because Liz Smith is a famous behind the scenes person. Okay. She's a famous behind the scenes PR person. And also, this is how the media operates in unison with establishment politicians. Okay. Politicians that they're propping up with no background like Pete Buttigieg, or politicians that are well established with all the background of the world that they need to defend, with all the skeletons of the closet, like Andrew fucking Cuomo. Okay? Dover, who also now works at CNN, did indeed write something for The Atlantic on Cuomo, which took the shape of the unfortunately titled story, "Of course Andrew Cuomo isn't going to resign." The piece sources quotes from Cuomo's inner circle as well as skeptical New York lawmakers, though its valence is certainly pro-Cuomo. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you get fucking elevated, okay? This is a brief window into how mainstream media operates. This is a demonstration. If you want to read the theory behind this, read Noam Chomsky, read Manufacturing Consent. If you want to peek over and look on the other side of the curtain, this story is a perfect example of how neoliberals elevate their own, or elevate these puppies into positions of power, okay? And how they get highlighted and they get up through the fucking ranks by defending the right people and attacking the right people. Okay? That's it. Dover's benefited from a close association with Smith before. In January 2019, Dover scored the first interview with Buttigieg after the then South Bend mayor announced his candidacy for president. And he's been a consistent media booster of entirely media-driven career of a man who ascended straight from the mayorship of the fourth largest city in Indiana to the Biden cabinet. He also published a juicy tell-all bestseller about the 2020 Democratic primaries, the cover of which features a hilarious and telling omission. His role in the Cuomo affair, such that it's been revealed by the Attorney General's investigation, was minor and inconsequential, though it is a revealing window into how influence is wielded in an attempt to shape narratives. Dover did not reply for a request to comment. Other media figures made cameos in the documents. On March 3rd, the day Cuomo tried to explain away his behavior, emphasizing that he's just a friendly guy, Liz Smith told the crisis team that she'd been in contact with New York Times media columnist Ben Smith, ex-BuzzFeed guy, who said to her, "Yes, if there's no more, it feels like the turning point." Why is Ben Smith championing Andrew Cuomo? Like, what the fuck's going on? When asked if he could provide clarity on what his exchange with Liz Smith was about, Ben Smith told Defector, "I don't remember all the details, but do remember thinking he'd probably survive politically if there weren't more accusers," which there were. While the nation's foremost media reporter was putting his head together with the person coordinating the governor's media strategy, I was texting with a source as you are now, Smith said to Defector. Another reporter was trying to figure out who was advising Cuomo. Liz Smith opted to ignore the reporter's question and said famously, "This would be bad for my credibility and yours." Interesting. Interesting. You wanted to also, as I mentioned already, fire all of the women. Perhaps the single most illustrative detail in the entire Smith file is an email where she lets her colleagues know how she treats journalists who meaningfully push back on her narrative and don't play ball. Smith wrote about how she took a fucking run at New York Times reporter Matt Flegenheimer ahead of his report of another accusation against Cuomo. "I told him his story was pathetic and an embarrassment to the Times, and that I looked forward to reading it because it would further reduce their credibility on their issue, and that I especially looked forward to mocking him on Twitter." One of the most beautiful parts about this story is also how fucking Twitter obsessed these people are. What I found out, and I did not really know why, or did not really feel like this was a reality, is how much these motherfuckers are obsessed with Twitter. And they suck at it too, which is the hilarious part about it. They literally are hyper obsessed with Twitter. That's why the whole like Bernie bros, the fucking dirtbag left, all that shit had so much staying power. Why? Why did it have so much staying power? Because all of the other fucking dickheads on MSNBC and CNN are also constantly on Twitter getting upset that people are fucking ratioing them or calling them dickheads. That's literally what this is. That's precisely why tiny things that are like big deals on fucking Twitter in these like random circles on the left or whatever the fuck actually become a matter of national news, because all of the people that are supposed to be handling the fucking news and giving you the news are constantly on Twitter and constantly fucking hyper-focusing on it. Text message suggests Chris Cuomo is feeding Melissa DeRosa, Andrew Cuomo's top aide, info about the timing of Ronan Farrow's piece on Andrew's sexual harassment and retaliation. There was a period when all of Albany was walking on eggshells, waiting for a Farrow bombshell. If Ronan has nothing better than Boylan, that's a great sign to discuss Ronan convo. Did you get any more intel? Sorry, not ready for tomorrow. Rumor about Ronan getting ready to move. Can you check your sources? Of course, there's another hilarious part of this process. Although they were incredibly Twitter obsessed, they also had no idea how the fuck some outlets operate. For example, Ronan Farrow, not Roman. Okay. Someone, Liz Smith personally was like, get Andrew Cuomo to delete all fucking tweets. Get Andrew Cuomo. How much did you pay for the Tritum for the Fusion event? What? Okay, dude, don't do that. You know, when you're schizo posting on the timeline, that's one thing. But when you ask me direct fucking questions, you know, it fucks me up. So I'm going to give you a week off. Okay. Don't ask me direct questions about Spider-Man. I know. Stacy Abrams is running for fucking governor. Shut up. Okay. I don't care. We're in the middle of another story. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, that's important. Stacey Abrams. Yeah, totally. Stacey Abrams lost my, I mean, not that it matters, but like, I don't really care about Stacey Abrams anymore, considering that, you know, she was a big Michael Bloomberg advocate. Michael Bloomberg happened to, of course, pump a lot of money into her 501c3 for opening up access and availability to fucking, you know, to allow black people to be able to vote. You know, so yeah, she has a price, and that price was like $5 million. Got a lot of Bloomberg cash and defended Michael Bloomberg as a consequence of that cash that she got from him during Michael Bloomberg's run in the primaries. For me, it was a wrap after that. You're sold. You've sold your fucking soul to the devil.
Still love you, Hassel.
Anyway, that price helped enable more people to vote. Yes, except, are you fucking stupid? I don't understand how liberals have this like weird fucking brain rot. Okay, on the one hand, yes, that price did help more people to vote. But on the other hand, it came at a cost. The cost was Stacey Abrams' credibility. She also worked for Center for American Progress. Like, she is a hatchet man for the neoliberal administration. Okay, she is 100% an established Democrat that absolutely fucking you know, hides under the aesthetics of being a progressive, but she's just another fucking neoliberal. To be fair, her price about $5 million against voter suppression. It doesn't matter, dude. The cost of that $5 million was defending Michael Bloomberg when Michael Bloomberg was like talking about stop and frisk. Okay? What the fuck? You are the left fighting the left. When I hear people say stuff like you are the left fighting the left, I want to video game myself. Okay? I want to self-defense myself, because there's a difference. There's a clear line. Okay? There's a clear line between the left and like genuine progressives versus someone like fucking Stacey Abrams, who is suckering idiots like you who are even in this community, which is supposed to be at least a little bit more rational and a little bit more progressive than the average fucking neoliberal, to believe that she is actually fighting for your causes. Okay? You've read a million different articles because you fucking fucking watch the news nonstop. You read a million articles saying she's a hero. She's a hero. She fucking helped so many people, you know, give them the access to vote, the allowance to vote. That's why they voted for. That's why fucking Democrats won the Senate. What happened after the Democrats won the Senate? Nothing, but it doesn't matter. Okay? Obviously, she's most likely going to be the best candidate to become Georgia governor, but I'm also going to be honest and tell you that, like, you know, she's not the progressive champion that you think she is. But I also don't want some of you in here in a moment of like understandable criticism towards her background and towards what she has done so far to come and rush to defend her. Okay? That is fucking disgusting, dude. Even if you're going to ultimately end up voting for her because there's no other options, okay? How the fuck are you going to also do defense for her for free? Guys, we're literally talking about a story about how these guys manipulate your fucking feelings and your interest for a more empathetic future into having you feel like they are on your side, while in reality, behind the scenes, they literally do not give a fuck and they're demons. And even then you're like, I don't know. Stop being a fucking idiot. This doesn't mean go vote for a Republican, or this doesn't mean don't go vote. But like, if you don't recognize that these people are not real progressive champions, and suckle on the media narrative hook, line, and sinker, you're going to be duped.
7 months of not being a chud anymore, Lego.
Okay? It's nuts. Yeah, that's why people unironically used to tell me Kamala is the most progressive Senate member, more progressive than Bernie Sanders. Remember, Kamala Harris is more progressive than Bernie Sanders. Look at her voting record. She's more progressive than Bernie Sanders. Remember that? There were people that were doing that. The funniest part about it is, of course, talking about it and defending these fucking demons while we're literally talking about a story of how they operate regularly. Okay? Anyway, this is no different than being blue MAGA, by the way, for the record. Like, the way you're operating and unequivocally defending people like this, you're just blue MAGA. You are the same as like the MAGA Trump supporters. You're just not like, you're not advocating for someone who is like outwardly racist, but still ends up implementing really racist policies, or in Stacey Abrams' case, defends someone's racist policy positions and says that they would be a good fucking president when they are literally a Republican, Michael Bloomberg, and a billionaire. It's crazy. I know she just announced she's running for governor. That's why we're talking about Stacey Abrams. Okay? Are you implying Stacey Abrams is racist? I do not care if an individual personally is racist or not. Of course, Stacey Abrams is not fucking racist, you dumb bitch. What are you, a DNC operative? Like, why are you in here to fucking clip me out of context and cry about it later? No, of course Stacey Abrams is not fucking racist, you dumb bitch.
7 months, Pog.
She's not. But she also is willing to turn a blind eye to fucking actually incredibly racist monsters like Michael Bloomberg because they gave her money. That's the point. She's not a racist. She's a grifter. She's corrupt. She's just like every other fucking, she's just like every other politician in the Democratic Party.
Keep it up, brother.
Fuck.
With a question to Joe Biden, because Stacey Abrams is here because Joe Biden invited Stacey Abrams to be here. And so, Mr. Vice President, do you have an announcement to make? Is this an audition? Is there, what is the reason that you decided it's time for me to get on TV with Stacey Abrams?
Well, because Stacey Abrams has done more to deal with the fair vote and making sure there is a fair vote than anybody. And she has a great capacity to explain things and to lay out exactly why it's going to be so critically important in this election. This president's already said.
Look at her face, dude. Womp womp.
More to deal with.
You decided it's time for me to get on TV with Stacey Abrams.
Well, because Stacey Abrams has done more to deal with the fair vote and making sure there is a fair vote than anybody. And she has a great capacity to explain things and to lay out exactly why it's going to be so critically important in this election. This president's already said when they put in the stimulus package the Congress first passed money to provide for mail-in ballots. He already said, I'm not for that. If we do that, no Republican will ever win, or something to that.
She thought, when they were talking about having a black woman be Joe Biden's VP, that she was like going to be the person. She was one of the people that was slated for that position. They of course destroyed Amy Klobuchar early on by saying, no, we're going to have a black woman. And, but it was probably better for her not to get the VP, to be honest, because look at Kamala Harris now. Biden is a great example of playing leftist to make people want to stand behind him, but I still know more people that will still criticize Biden as bullshit before people who blindly think, what? I don't even understand what you're trying to say. Would she have been a better choice than Kamala? It doesn't matter. These people are all fucking sock puppets, okay?
Good day,
That's the point. How do you not understand what I'm saying? Like, especially because the VP position is like largely symbolic for the most part anyway, unless you're Dick Cheney. It's the same shit, okay?
Billionaires and corporations should not be allowed to donate to political candidates and political...
It doesn't matter. So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this. The other part was Liz Smith informed the Cuomo team. The last thing I wanted to say is Liz Smith informed the Cuomo team to instructed the Cuomo team to delete all tweets that Andrew Cuomo had made about Me Too and like believing women and all that shit, to which his team responded, wait a minute, won't people notice that? To which she responded with, what the fuck? Are you crazy? No one is paying attention to that. No one fucking knows. Except that's not even true. There are actually methods in place like Ars Technica or ProPublica actually fucking does that shit. They do archive every single tweet from politicians and then turn around and match it against like deleted ones to figure it out. Where is it? Hold on. When Bloomberg said he bought the Democrats onto the debate.
They talk about
this one. This This is Ryan Saavedra. I already know he's a fucking right-wing psycho. Bloomberg, let's just go on the record. They talk about 40 Democrats. 21 of those people that I spent $100 million to help elect. All of them Democrats that came in, put Pelosi in charge, and gave the Congress the ability to control this president. I bought.
About 40 Democrats. 21 of those were people that I spent $100 million to help elect. All of the new Democrats that came in and put Nancy Pelosi in charge and gave the Congress the ability to control this president, I got them.
I got them. I got them the seats. I bought their seats for I mean, fuck, I didn't do that. Anyway, I'm trying to find the Southpaw tweet that showed. Yeah, Omicron is in California. Shut up. I don't care, okay? I know. Omicron's in California. I'm trying to fucking burn through these news stories, okay? There's a lot going on. Thank you. The deletion conversation. Thank you so much, LFudge35. Great chatter. Incredible chatter. Saving the stream. Wait, the interview that Dr. Oz does on his first day as a Senate candidate? Of course. A fun exchange between Liz Smith and Peter Ajemian. For what it's worth, the Sunlight Foundation and ProPublica have a fairly long-standing initiative to auto-archive politicians' tweets and automatically generate reports of deletions. Liz Smith, tweets about Kavanaugh, Frank, and Me Too, Weinstein, people resigning, sexual harassment. Won't people see we did that? No, not unless they're looking at your feed in real time or have a photographic memory of it. How would they see you did that? It's not like there's a notification when you delete a tweet. Yes, there is. There is literally a notification when you delete the tweet. Don't researchers store tweets in a database and then look back to see if they were deleted? Peter, what researchers do you think are storing your tweets? I assume RNC has that. No, they don't. The RNC certainly has that. This is like one of the best PR people. This is one of the best PR people on the Democratic side. An actual demon, okay? And she doesn't even know basic fucking Republican Oppo research, dude. That's insane. Of course Republicans do that. They are even bigger demons than Liz Smith. Of course they have that. There was some other, just have your fucking assistant text people. You have an assistant for a fucking reason. This is why I say Veep is a documentary, okay? It's like the single greatest fucking, the single greatest show about American politics.
Oops.
Anyway, she's actually really dumb or delusional, or, I mean, it's a bit of both.